everyone, so we are here now again for another episode in our research lesson. So this time I'll be sharing to you the tips in writing a research title. Hello everyone, so we are here now again for another episode in our research lesson. So this time I'll be sharing to you the tips in writing a research title. So it is important that you are familiar with the different guidelines in writing a research title. So let's start. The first tip is your research title must be catchy, simple, and it should be clear. So it is important that your research title should be catchy so that it would catch the attention of your readers and that um, your readers will be able to be very interested in your paper. And of course, it has to be simple and clear, meaning to say it is easy to understand. It's specific. Another is your research title must contain a maximum of 20 substantive words. So it should have not more than 20 substantive words. And the length of your title must be 12 to 15 words. So that's the recommended length of your title, 12 to 15 words. And the variables investigated in the study must also be present in your title. So it should contain, I think, probably the dependent variables, and for some title it should contain independent variables. So we have here an example: engagement of grade 12 students in online classes. So in this title, you have there the word engagement, and engagement there is your dependent variable, which is the one that you are going to measure in this study or to find out. So that's your dependent variable. So in your title, it should contain the variables being studied in your study. So this time we will have a prescribed formula in writing your research title. So this is only applicable for simple research titles, especially for beginners like you. So we have here the formula in writing your research title. 1, it should contain the dependent variable that is identified in your research, plus the respondents of your study, plus the location of your study. Okay, so let's try. So we have here sample research title: Engagement of grade 12 students in online classes in Lawaan, Antique. So in this title, your dependent variable is your engagement. Your respondents of the study is or are the grade 12 students, and the location is in Lawaan, Antique. In some instances, researchers would not include anymore the location of the study. Instead, it should only contain the dependent variable and then the respondents of the study, because so that there will be an element of surprise. So readers who would like to read your research paper will be very interested to read or open or try to investigate what will be the content of your research and where it was conducted, because it is not stated in the title. So instead, the location of the study is given or provided in some parts of your research paper. So that's it. Number 4, or the next tip, is avoid the following: the words like or the phrase "a study of," "an investigation of," or "the study of." So this one is not anymore applicable in the recent times when we frame or work in writing our research titles. So, for instance, an investigation of the readiness of schools for face-to-face classes. So, in that title, you have used the phrase an investigation of, and that is not recommended. Instead, you will have your title readiness of public elementary schools for face-to-face classes. Okay, so you have their readiness as your variable, dependent variable, and then the public elementary schools will serve as the respondents of the study. Okay, and in writing your research title, so we have here the tip, it should be written in an inverted pyramid. So usually it is found in your title page of your research paper. So for instance, you have your example research title, interest of grade 12 students in marine biology. So the title is written using an inverted pyramid format in the title page. Okay, so you need to take note of that inverted pyramid. And next tip is do not end the title with a period, because that's not a sentence, so that's a title. So do not end your research title with a period. Okay, next you have to observe proper capitalization, especially on proper nouns, as like for example here, you have your research title readiness of public elementary schools for face-to-face classes. So you have here the words of, for, and then to. So these are prepositions, and usually they are in lowercase or small letter. Okay, and the next tip is some terms used for research. So I have here provided some terms that you can use for your research, just like for example interest of. I mean we have here some terms used for research, which could be your guide in writing your research titles. So I have here example interest of, readiness of, capability of, skill of, marketability of, feasibility of, awareness of, customer satisfaction on, market competence of, suitability of, academic performance of, applicability of. Okay, so those are some examples of terms that you can use in writing your research title. So those are the tips, only few tips that I can share to you in writing your research title. So thank you.